The divorce rate has gotten worse.
50%. Beyonce and Jay-Z are reportedly getting $1 billion divorce. An increasing number of marriage breakups.
Kim and Chris headed for divorce just 72 days after tying the knot.
Half of all marriages end in divorce.
Yes, it's a trifling friend indeed. Oh, she's a gold digger way over town that digs on me. She give me money.
Now I ain't saying she a gold digger.
Good morning, I'm Hannah Surratt reporting live from Holy Helen News headquarters in Las Vegas. Today we look at the divorcement. Is it really true? Common knowledge says that half of marriages end in divorce, but do they really? HHN conducted a survey of 100 Bishop Gorman students, split down the middle, 50-50 female and male, 25 from each grade level, with questions ranging from whether your parents are married or not, cause of divorce, living situation, religion of parents, and so on. We found that 75% of students have married parents, 21% with divorced parents, and 4% with single parents. We sent news correspondent Daniel Garcia into the field to find out more. Good morning, Daniel.
Hi, Hannah. Thanks for having me. Well, according to the New York Times, studies find that the divorce rate in the United States has never reached 1 in every 2 marriages, and new research suggests that with the rates now declining, it probably never will. So it seems that this notion that half of marriages are doomed to fail is just wrong. We found as much in our survey that we conducted. A huge majority of students have married parents, and some, only 21%, have divorced parents, but definitely not 50%.
Another astonishing fact is that 72% of our students from the survey live with both parents. 13% mostly live with their mom, 5% mostly live with their dad, 3% switch off equally, and 3% live with other. So it seems like a lot of kids at Gorman have married parents, and they're living with both parents. So Daniel, you went to the Wellness Center. What did you find there?
Yes, I interviewed the wellness counselor, Ms. Pamela Cross. Let's hear what she had to say.
My name is Mrs. Pamela Cross. I'm the wellness counselor here at Bishop Gorman. And then day-to-day staff. So similar to the academic counselors, I send passes to students that I need to do follow-ups. These are students who were referred by either your parent who call and say, can you just make sure my child's okay. Sometimes they're referred by the academic counselor who's noticing a decline in grade, teachers who notice decline maybe in participation or tend to be absent more. Sometimes they're referred by the deans or any from admin. Maybe there's been some behavioral issues, behavioral concerns, and then they just ask me to follow up with them. So outside of meeting with the kids, I also sometimes meet with parents. Sometimes it's a staff meeting just to coordinate with all those people who have sent the referrals. So it's all meetings. We have to take into consideration the fact that for parents who send their kids to a private school like Bishop Gorman, there's a lot of emotional investment there. And so they invest their time, their resources, their money, their everything to their child to make sure that they also have a good future. And it's not necessarily the same that we see around the valley, you know. So it's just, I think financially, emotionally, we're just at a really good place, you know. Parents here tend to be more supportive and things like that. So then there's more stability for our kids who go here too. And not for everybody, but certainly, as you find in your survey, that there's the majority. So it's a good place to be.
Joining me now are reporters Daniel Garcia and Harry Futrick.
Hi.
Good morning. So Daniel, Ms. Cross said that Gorman's community is a reason for our students' success. What does that mean?
So I think what Ms. Cross is saying is that she sees a lot of success at Gorman. Our survey found that about 58% of mothers have a college degree and 15% have higher than a college degree, while 57% of fathers have a college degree and 34% have higher than that. So a lot of the parents are really well educated here.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of smarties.
Pretty neat.
You said Gorman is very different than most schools.
Exactly. I think that Ms. Cross was saying that she sees a correlation between the three questions in our survey, is that parents are married, they do have high education, and a lot of parents or a lot of kids are living in a two-parent household. So I think that she's saying that a lot of the kids have this support system at home that allows them to have success academically, on the field, in all aspects of their life.
Well, with that, it's time for a commercial break.
Here at HHN, it is our duty not to only make you a viewer, but to make you a member of our family.
Continuing our story to try and solve this divorcement, we have, oh, what is that? I'm getting an update. We have Harry Futrick live in Mr. Sayre's office.
Breaking news. HHN has just scored an exclusive interview with Mr. Mark Sayre. Hold on. Ma'am, can you my copy, please?
Of course.
Let's take a look.
My name is Mr. Mark Sayre, and I teach theology. So to me, marriage is a gift from God, whereby a man and woman faithfully commit themselves to each other for the procreation of life in loving union. Marriage is the beginning of the domestic church. It's family, where children are raised, given a foundation, and first have their encounter with who God is through their parents. In sickness and in health, for richer, for poorer, until death do us part. So I think that an important aspect of life in general, but also of being able to successfully live out your marriage is, before you get married, embracing your brokenness, realizing that there's more to life than you, that there's a bigger picture that helps you to understand what love is too, if you embrace it. That kind of brokenness and emptying of self. The reality is that, we came into this world with nothing, and we leave this world the exact same way. So this kind of embracing of your brokenness is important. And I wrote a song about it. My mother's womb was broken open and I came here broke. I broke my toys, I broke the glass, I even broke my bones. I broke this girl off in grade school and she broke my heart. Should have never broke her off a piece of my Kit Kat bar. I broke a sweat break, dancing to break beats and ballin', drove a broke down car, carried a broke man's wallet. I broke my pencil on the paper of this song I wrote. I came here, I lived here, and I'ma leave here broke.
So, what did you guys think about that interview? How about that rap?
Straight fire.
It was sure something.
I like how Mr. Sayre talked about religion, because I definitely think that has a big part to play in Gorman's low divorce rates. Our survey found that 62% of mothers are Catholic and 52% of fathers are Catholic.
That's pretty crazy. So like Mr. Sayre said, it seems like our generation is different from others. I found a book by Tara Parker Pope. It is called For Better, The Science of Good Marriage. She writes that people born in the 1930s and married in the 1950s have the highest marriage rate in any generation. As many as 96% married. Well, how about those good old times? Sounds like things are changing nowadays. What do you guys think?
I would agree. I think times are changing. So I found an interesting stat from the Pew Research Center. It states that after decades of declining marriage rates and changes in family structure, the share of American adults who have never been married is at an historic high. In 2012, 1 in 5 adults ages 25 and older, about 42 million people, had never been married. In 1960, only about 1 in 10 adults, only 9% in that age range, had never been married. So I think that a lot less people are getting married today, but it's really not such a bad thing. I think that a lot less unstable relationships are going into marriage. So a lot more people who actually are compatible stay together longer, and that's why the divorce rates are so low. The people who are married are staying married because they're compatible, they're having kids, they're growing up, all that.
Well, in Miss Parker Pope's book, she says, quote, "These changing patterns of marriage begin in the late 1950s, as women began to delay marriage to pursue college degrees and careers before settling into the married life. In the 1950s, most women married before the age 21. Today, the average age of the first marriage for women is about 26. while women pursuing college or professional degrees may wait until 30 or older to get married. So I think that this could also be the reason for lower divorce rates, because women are able to have more opportunities now. Instead of just being a housewife, they can be doctors or lawyers. They didn't have to just be married. So, for example, in our survey, we found that a majority of mothers had a college degree or higher and raised children. So you know what they say, happy wife, happy life.
So it seems like that divorce myth is just a myth.
Well, that's all the time we have today. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, I'm Hannah Surratt, signing off from Holy Hail Land News. Keep it classy, Bishop Gorman. Continuing our theory on the divorce myth, we have... Oh, I'm getting a recent update.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I just see Daniel go.
Because you say it so seriously.
I'm Continuing to try and solve our divorce myth, we have... Wait a second. I'm getting a recent update. We have Harry Future.
Anna,
I can't believe
I'm not even facing you. You can't.
Come on,
Okay, alright, I'm gonna be serious. Just let me calm down. Here's office.